Triangle, released October 16th, 2009. Directed and written by Christopher Smith, starring Melissa George and Liam Hemsworth. Jess, played by Melissa George, is rocking a kid, saying, "It's just a bad dream." Someone rings the doorbell, but no one is there. So right off the bat, it's like, did this kid see somebody in the window? And now the poor kid's freaking out, and there's mom saying, "It's okay. It's not just a bad dream. Everything's okay." So it's like kind of off to a creepy start. Later, friends are boarding a yacht, conveniently called Triangle, including Jess, who is acting weird. It's like, okay, what's happening here? Among them is Victor, played by Liam Hemsworth, in his only second film role. Out at sea, Jess wakes up from a nap, and she's telling someone that she's had a terrible dream, but then says, "I don't remember what it was about." If you don't remember what it was about, how do you know it was a terrible dream? Victor reveals to Greg, our captain and Jess's love interest, that she does not remember where the kid is. It's Saturday. Apparently he's at school, and he's also autistic, so it's a special school that she can apparently drop him off on a Saturday, which at the same time, though, seems a little suspicious. The wind suddenly stops, and there's a massive storm out in the distance. Trouble is a-brewin'. Greg, he contacts the Coast Guard, and the Coast Guard's like, "We ain't got nothing on our radar." Nothing. But then they pick up a distress call where a woman says they're all dead. Okay, this just got even more interesting. The storm gets to them very, very quickly, and a massive wave capsizes the yacht. One of them is swept away, never to be seen again. And then it just immediately clears up. It's like, do storms really go that quickly out at sea? I mean, I've been to Hawaii once, because who the hell can afford to go more than once? Even then, who the hell can afford to go once? I was lucky. And there was a massive storm, but it only lasted seconds. So I guess it's it's an ocean thing? Anyway, a cruise ship shows up completely out of nowhere. They see the shadow of somebody up on the deck, so they're like, "Oh, cool, we're saved." They get on board. Nobody's there. This is giving major vibes of a film from 1980, as well as a film from 2002, which I'll get into at the end. Once on board, Jess is like, "I feel like I know this place." Well, that's a generic line. They soon find a display showing the ship in 1932, and then just keys randomly just show up. So it's like, all right, the ship is old. It looks old. So what's going on? Where is everybody? Why is it still at sea? Jess and Greg find "Go to the theater" written in blood on a mirror, while the other two go to the theater because they were told to. But who told them? They just show up on screen and be like, "Hey, we were told to meet everyone in the theater." Who told you? Victor appears covered in blood, a wound at the base of his skull. Tries to choke Jess, but she ultimately escapes. But it's like, okay, what the hell happened? How did he get a hole in the base of his skull? It's not like he was shot, because you get a bullet here, it's going to kill you. But speaking of guns, a gunshot is heard. Greg has been shot, and he blames Jess before he dies. But the other two are then brutally killed by a masked dude with a shotgun. So it begs the question, how did Jess do it? How does he know who this person is? They're wearing a mask. This person chases Jess, misses their shots, and then just throws the gun at them in a pretty humorous moment. They fight. The masked person reveals, "You have to kill them. It's the only way to get home," in a female's voice. So it's like, okay, hang on a minute. Is this Jess? But then she sees the whole group alive and well on the capsized boat in the middle of the ocean. She is the shadow figure on the deck. Okay, fascinating. You've hooked me. She soon drops her keys by that display that had the ship in 32, which explains that. She then bumps into Victor trying to explain things, and she accidentally pushes him into a hook, which is how he gets the hole in the base of his skull. So I was like, well, okay, we're explaining that now. What the hell is happening? Finding a bunch of scrap paper with, "If they board, kill them all," written on it in her handwriting. She grabs a shotgun from the armory, because cruise ships have armories, which actually, I guess that kind of makes sense, depending on where they go, pirates and all that. She then finds a massive pile of her own locket at the bottom of a vent. So lots and lots of many questions I have in my brain right now. Jess confronts herself, but can't shoot because, got to further the plot along a little bit more. Greg is already dead. She saves the other two, but then the masked Jess tricks them to go to a room, kills the guy, and then the woman manages to escape, but she crawls to a horde of dead her. Like, there's, I don't know, 20, 30 bodies. That's all her. This has been going on for a while. Jess ultimately goes overboard, washes up on the beach. She's back home. But we're back to that morning. What the hell is going on? She sees herself yelling and slapping her son, which is like, what the hell? So it turns out you're a raging bitch. She rings the bell, so it turns out she's the one that rang the bell. She goes to the shed, grabs a sledgehammer, beats the other Jess to death in front of the son, and then grabs the kid, rocks him, and says, "It's all just a bad dream." That's a lot to take in. In the car, she gets into an accident, which, unfortunately, kills the child. And then she takes a taxi to the harbor to start everything over again to end the film. So this movie is a fascinating concept. When the cruise ship does show up and no one is on board, it immediately gives vibes of Death Ship from 1980, which I reviewed. You can find it on the channel. As the movie goes along and people start dying, the vibe changes to 2002's Ghost Ship, which, fantastic movie. Then, as everything resets, all those vibes go out the window and it becomes its own thing. Melissa George puts in an absolutely strong performance here as she becomes more and more unhinged as the plot begins to unravel. I love the concept of things resetting over and over and over and over again, which forces Jess to, hopefully, learn from her mistakes and set things right. She obviously doesn't, and things just keep going worse. My main issue with the movie, though, is what is this ship? While Death Ship is a terrible movie, the ship was at least explained a bit as being possessed by Nazi soldiers. Ghost Ship was possessed by the spirits of people who were killed in a horrible accident during a party. So what happened to this ship in the movie? Why does everything reset once everyone dies? We're never given even a hint of an explanation. Something, anything, would have helped us just make our own conclusion. But giving us nothing makes the audience confused as to why anything is happening. It's still an overall solid film, though, with its strong performances and intriguing plot and mystery. I give Triangle a C. Thank you for watching Fatman Inc Horror. Leave a like if you enjoyed and a comment to discuss your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe to see more reviews of horror movies new and old. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.